We've talked a lot about finances, but there's so much more to retirement than finances. Finances are about making it happen. Lifestyle is about what actually happens. Lifestyle is about what you make of it, what you do with it, and what you allow retirement to do to you. Finances are just the means to an end. Lifestyle is what actually proves a successful retirement. You want to retire to something, not from something. To get it right at first, you may have to expend a lot of effort. Challenge yourself in ways that you never have. Become a risk taker. Take some chances. You may have to force yourself to do uncertain, awkward things at first. Learn new skills, use new muscles, form new relationships, stretch your comfort zone. This is the second half of your game. How will you play it out? With purpose and meaning, good health or decline. Develop and expand friends or fade away. Will you give time now that you have time to give? Will your children and grandchildren grow and gain value in knowing you? Will you go the extra mile to develop the resources to experience your retirement dreams? You're going to need to be deliberate in the ways that govern successful retirement and to jump on it from the get-go, right off the bat. You can't afford to delay because, after all, it's quality of life that you're gaining. I'll grant you that some of you may have found yourself in somewhat of a rut leading up to retirement, just trying to get to the finish line. The demands of career, family, and getting old are a challenge. You may find yourself dissatisfied with life because you just didn't manage to develop the life you'd hoped. But it's a brand new day. It's a brand new world. And now's your chance to have life the way you want it. Retirement lets you start over if you seize the opportunity. Remember, it's important to retire to something, not from something. Start creating quality of life right now. Get your diet in a healthy place. Start an exercise program that you can build on. Find a social or charitable organization that you can have meeting and fellowship in. Develop those hobbies you've always wanted. You're simply investing in the quality of your future. The more you invest in yourself leading up to and early in retirement, the easier the transition will be. And friends, there is an important transition, because we've all heard of a person, usually a man, whose entire life is wrapped up in their work and they don't know what to do with themselves when they retire. They just fade away. Will that be you? It doesn't have to be. In my career, I've had the opportunity to observe some folks who've done it right and were very successful in quality of life. And without reservation, money wasn't the major factor, purpose was. So ask yourself, what is purpose like for me? What will you put your hand to? What will you give yourself to? More than ever, as you age, you need to have purpose and you need to get into the habit of maintaining it. When you get old and you realize that you need it, but you don't have it, it will be too late. My father was a very purpose-driven person, and he fished a lot. But on his deathbed, within a half hour, twice he told me, son, you have to make time for fishing. You have to make time for fishing. Now, I've come to understand that you have to make time for and be deliberate of quality of life in your retirement. We've all heard of assets and liabilities, but I believe in retirement that there are assets, liabilities, and resources. I'm going to challenge you to take some time to figure out your unique resources, write them down, and manage them like any asset that you own. Resources take many forms, and knowingly or unknowingly, you've developed them over time. It's important to examine what you have to work with and be creative in it. Formally define and list your resources based on who you are. Here are some examples that I've jotted. For some, a sizable portfolio is a resource. For others, the ability to live beneath their means is a resource. For some, long-term care insurance is a resource. For others, a close-knit family who will provide care. For some, having saved $250,000 for world travel is a resource. For others, the desire to spend retirement modestly at a fishing camp or camp at a state park, that's a resource. An exercise program is a resource. Membership in a civic group is a resource. Being involved in your church is a resource. Being okay with working part-time in retirement is a resource. A bank account is a resource, and so is being debt-free. Close ties to children and grandchildren, that's a resource. Thrift is a resource. Sharing financial decisions with a spouse, it's a resource. A charitable cause is a resource. Good nutrition is a resource, as well as a quality physician. Friends are a resource, as is a desire to help others. Not accepting that aging matters is a resource. Let's say that together. Not accepting that aging matters is a resource. So ask yourself, what are my resources? I've listed a few. Be thorough in your study. The process will help you to understand not only what you have, but what you need to develop to have a quality retirement. Examine your life, socially, spiritually, recreationally, with your health, with your family, and how you give back. What I'm talking about is your Super Bowl statement of net worth. Take stock. Be creative with your list. If you find it to be short, get busy. I want to close with some words by the German Renaissance philosopher Goethe. And Goethe asked this question. He said, "Are you in earnest? Seize this very moment. What you can do or dream that you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius and power and magic within it. Only engage, and then the mind grows heated. Begin, and then your task will be completed." And remember, friends, you want to retire to something, not from something. I want you to think not so much in terms of years in life, but in terms of life in years. Quality retirement is absolutely what you make of it. Question for you. How will you personally create quality of life for your retirement? Get going with it.